Hey, good evening. Let me make sure this is working. It's working. Yay. Okay. Hi, Minnie Mommy. Hi, Crimson. Welcome back from your trip. I hope you guys are all well. I hope you all had a great New Year's and good December and good holidays because, oh man, it was a busy month. So tonight, as you can see, I'm finally starting my Clyde, the Dice Guardian that Madth Productions, aka Tommy, my buddy Tommy, he did a Kickstarter with these guys, and a whole bunch. There's already a bunch of these have been painted on stream. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to do him, and then maybe after I do this one, I'll do some of Reaper's Dice uh, Guardians. And I want to actually use my dice to actually come with colors for this thing. So I'm starting with this. Of course, it's got purple in it, because of course it does. And I love this. I'm trying to think of what the. It's kind of got that pearlescent. That's it. It's pearlescent. So I'm just sitting here picking out some colors. That's not bad at all. Okay, so I'll probably go with Eldritch Purple. And actually, it's more of a blue. So this one actually already is a pearlescent color. It's Mermaid Scale. Oh, I'm not on screen. Let's see. Mermaid Scale, and it's a little hard to figure out which one my camera's going here. There we go. There we go. Mermaid Scale and Eldritch. There we go. And the Mermaid Scale's already pearlescent. So I think we'll start with those two colors. Now the other one's not pearlescent. The Eldritch Purple's not. So what do I do? I know, that's it. It said Crimson, I'm so glad you're both here. And you're together! Which means that the next time I have a mini painting date, which I could actually tell the good people at the Queen's Gambit, you'll be able to paint. I'm so happy about this. So I'm happy. There are people here. And Bunny and Kevin are home and they're together. Yay! Alright, so as I was saying, so obviously the Eldritch Purple. I gotta figure out where the hell the center of this is located. Let me see if I can find a better place to. Oh. Alright. So the Eldritch Purple is not pearlescent paint. So I have this metal medium that I can mix right in and it'll make it a pearlescent paint. I can't wait either. God, everything feels kind of cold. Then again, my house gets down to about 60 degrees when we're not here during the day. So it takes a little bit to warm up. I've been so excited to paint this guy. Where is the 20 on this thing? I assume that's, the 20 is his mouth, I bet. Let's see if I can see that. This I'm using blue stuff to tack him to the base. Oh my god, what's wrong here? It's like I got the hiccups, sort of. Oh, but I'm like, well, 19's on there. But the 20 is green. I'm going to put the front side. I'm going to do. It fits good, actually. Oh, shoot. I put it down. I put it down over there on my shelf. It actually fits good, though, or in my finger. If I feel up to it, I will grab it and actually use it tonight. If I feel like getting off my butt. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to mix. I'm going to mix some of this purple. Actually, maybe that's a bad idea. You know what I'm going to do first? Actually, I lied. What I'm going to do first What are the numbers on this? The numbers are silver. So actually, it would make sense if I actually paint the numbers in this first. Of course, all my silvers are in my case because I've been using them for a commission piece. Oh wait, no, they're not. Haha, never mind. I forget they're not in there. Forget I'm gonna do silver first. You can tell I got primer all over my hands. Let's see, I gotta grab my brushes, which are in my case, because I've been working on. I paint on my breaks, which I think has prevented me from killing any of my coworkers. Let's see, I want the skinny brush. So, all my stuff went with me to work. Nope, I didn't realize that. I did clean this up a while ago, so if I missed a spot, yeah, so be it. I'm just going to kind of go over the numbers. Because they're recessed. They're very skinny numbers. Ah, come on. This thing is like shifting around a little. I wonder if I need more green stuff. I mean blue stuff. Boy, that was conditioned. Let me try putting it here and here. Because it's not quite holding it. The way I'd like it to. There. See if that works any better. Of course, if anybody has any questions or comments, or if anybody has anything to share, I am link friendly, and I love to see the work you all do. The other bit of news, I have started my own Discord, because there aren't enough Discords in the world. God, I can't even see that number. I think it's 16. I'm going to have to figure that out later. I did not have time to actually throw the link up in here, but if anybody, you can all know where to find me. If anybody's interested, send me a ping on my Twitter account or my Facebook Messenger or whatever. The links are all actually here for you to find any of those. I don't know if I have Instagram. I think I have Instagram on here. So there's the skull. This is actually the front of his head. That's right. So I'm just sort of putting the color on. I'm not caring too much if I go over lines and things, because I'm going to paint over it. But I do want to fill these completely. That's more important. So yeah, Cyanus there actually sent me a 3D printed care package. Okay, you know what? I'm pretty sure that is a 16. Because I think that's a 1. I don't know, this number, it is 16. What do ones look like? Yeah, it's a 16. Holding it 9 million miles away from where I really kind of want to be holding it. It is a 16. This is an 8. Maybe I should have. Nah, that was not quite as neat. Let's say maybe I should have. I mean, I can always go over these too. Once again, if I want to, I can go over it again with the silver. I'm not sure what that number is. Blue stuff doesn't always work so well. I do like actually being able to put it in the holders. Hold on. I have not figured out what that number is at all. That's not like the 16. I figured out what 16 was. And it's not holding it very well. What the hell? Usually my blue stuff holds it better than this. I may end up trying to put a chunk of it in the center too. Alright, let's try this again. I think I will skip that section. Sometimes I'm not totally sure which direction I want to go. If I want to... This is recessed, so I'm going by that. But who knows? Maybe I'll end up finding out that it's better to do it... to paint it after. It's not horribly recessed. But I also think it's faster to probably just touch up around the edges. Okay. I think this is 6. I don't believe there's another 6 on this, so it's going to be 6. Because 7's right here. Oh, that's lucky. 13. Although, for the record, my lucky number is actually 6. Seems to show up a lot in my life. Don't know why that is. You know what? I think I'm gonna make his, whatever this plug thingy, whatever this thing is, because it is actually part of the mini. I'll make it silver too. I like to think I'm a somewhat logical painter. I just look at something. Sometimes the colors just sort of, what logically looks like should be there. To me, logically, I think it's something metallic, and since I'm doing silver as the rest of my metallic color there, I'm going to make it match the rest of it. Come on, paint, get on the brush. Okay. There's a little bolt on the back of his head. Maybe at some point I'll ask Mr. Tommy, who's the founder of Madth, on what his thought process was on this mini. Because I'm not really sure. But I think it's cool. Everyone else seemed to enjoy painting him too, because I think everyone else has already painted him. I think I'm the last person left. Okay. I think that's the last number. I'll double check myself once I'm done painting it to make sure I get all the numbers. Oh, that's 8. Alright, so the numbers are done. Time to mix up, as I was about to, my Pearlescent Purple. I've used this stuff on, I have a flail snail, and I use this stuff on the shell, so it makes a really good pearlescent paint. Of course, that was a while ago, so hopefully I can get it out of the bottle. Nope, it's clear. It's funny because they call it, of course, metallic, but to me it looks more pearlescent than anything else. But they're similar. It's even cool right out of the bottle. I'm going to add a little more of this Eldritch Purple. And there we go. Instant Pearlescent Purple. I'm going to use a bigger, well, maybe not that big. Maybe I'll use a 0 round brush. Oh yeah, where do I put my dividing line? Probably, let's see, I'm going to make this the front. Let's see, where's my die? So they do have a dividing line. It's actually kind of clear, and obviously I can't do that. I'm just going to try to blend the colors in. It does go through, alright, so I think I'll go, I'm just sort of marking a line here. I'll have it come up, let's see, I guess I'll have it come right through the 4. Come down through the 18. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to start putting the purple in. My plan for this is that all the, I want to base all these things I paint off of actual dice I own. I'm going to probably do different sets and not make them all match. Although technically it is one set of dice and the Guardian. What I may do, so this is, end up lighting it up a little bit because that's what that metal medium does. So the writing doesn't stand out so great. What I may do is I might actually take some of the color by itself and sort of outline it. Not no sorta. Or I may have to widen that silver just a hair. To make it a little more visible. What'd you have for dinner? Dinner's always better when you have someone to share it with, too. I can squish it in there. Roasted chicken and veggies. Oh, that sounds good. I like chicken. So, just as a heads up, I am thinking of making the next painting thing 2 weeks from this coming up Sunday. I don't remember what the date is offhand. But that's sort of the idea. Alright, so that answers that question. Probably should have just painted the silver after. The big areas, the big area, aka this thing right here, it worked out pretty well to paint at first, but I think in the little areas it's probably better if I had just gone and painted it after. I'm still sort of trying to avoid it. I always love painting day. Although last month it was understandably probably a little more quiet than normal since it was the week before Christmas, this Sunday before Christmas. But we still had a turnout. There were people that still showed up. I still have zero clue on what exactly I'm going to paint either for this month. I've got so many things I could do. The one thing I try to do is I try not to do commission work. I try to do it my work. So how did your trip go, by the way? And it looked like it went pretty well. I actually really like a good road trip. A good long road trip. Did a lot of them when I was growing up. But I never had cats or dogs or pets or anything like that to ride with, so... Thankfully, eventful, but very, well, yeah. That is very long. Definitely have to go back over this. This section still confuses me. No, I'm just gonna paint over it. I can't quite figure out what this is. I painted as a 6. I'm still pretty sure it's a 6. Jeez, honey, what are you doing? Actually, I know what he's doing. So yesterday we took down the outdoor Christmas lights. Because it is the 2nd, and I want to make sure I beat the snows if it snows at all. It is definitely cold enough to snow out there. If we were to get a storm. Yeah, I think I'm just going to paint over all this. So I always try to get it done as close to the 2nd as I can. And since it was a Sunday, and we had time before our game yesterday, we pulled it all in. But it was raining. Well, it wasn't really raining at the time we pulled them in. It was wet though. So we stuck everything in the bathtub to dry out. So he's just picking all that stuff up and putting it away. Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to do that section. That's okay. I went crazy. I was having fun painting purple and I went over my line. Just kind of going back over some of these spots and smoothing things out. Gotta go over this too. I'm not thrilled with the way that looks. Oh, what primer do I use? I use Army Painter, like white. Oh, let me go back and chat. So the kitties slept most of the time. Good kitties. 4 days of driving. Well, that makes sense. Once you hit like Washington, D.C. in that area or further west, that's about a day from there. I'm going to actually take some white. I'm going to take some cheap white. I'm going to paint over that spot that I didn't mean to actually paint. I said, hey, I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. The point is how you deal with mistakes. I wasn't supposed to paint any of this. But it happens. Oh, let me grab this. So what did you use on your thing you're about to paint, Cyanus, which is cool. He's going to paint a mini. And I believe he said he's never painted before. Which is some sort of a demon. Merilith? I think it was a multi-armed demon. It's cool, that's what it was. Okay. There we go. Paint that out. I painted mini for. I used a Rust-Oleum on the Rust-Oleum's fine. I reckon you don't have to use gaming primers. They tend to actually just be they're just more expensive. All right, I'm gonna take some of that Mermaid Scale. Shake it up a bit. And so this one's already pearlescent. Oh, it's so pretty. Actually, that does kind of look more metallic than pearlescent, but that's okay. As I put this, I will be working on blending these two edges a little bit later. I don't want to use this little rinky-dink brush. Well, hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please ask. Especially, now you do have a Discord server full of painters and gamers to use as a resource. So, feel free to ask questions. Somebody will answer. I will try, I'll try to pay attention. But obviously if I'm doing something like this, I may not see it right away. One of my favorite things in life is to enable people to do this hobby. I want more people involved. That's a good strategy. Ask when things come up, because, I said, as I like to say when I'm doing my, paint tables and such, and I'm doing paint and takes, I always say, feel free to ask me questions, but try to make them specific questions. If you ask me, how do I paint a mini? My answer to that is, if you got a couple months. There are so many different techniques and things on this that I do like specific questions. I guess a lot of it is, what do you want to learn? Because there's so much you can learn. I think one of the neatest things about this hobby is just how many different ways there are to do almost anything. So I've often said it's about finding your path. It's about finding what works for you rather than what works for me. Or anybody else for that matter. What does it say? Oh, don't drink the paint. But that depends on the color. Yeah, there's advice. There's advice. Don't drink the paint water. It's also not great to wash your brushes in your drink either. Yeah, it may look like chocolate milk, but or fruit punch. I mean, it really depends on what color the paint is on your brush. So yeah, my focus tonight was going to be the head of this guy. I said I've been excited to paint this for so long. This mini was a Kickstarter mini. He basically 3D printed the whole run himself, which I think is really cool. I actually have another one of these. But I'll be happy if I get one done. All right, so by the way, I'm a serial brush licker. Although I try to make sure my brush is always cleaned off before I do that. I just do it to point the brush. However, there's been that occasion when I have not cleaned my brush off enough, and it is, oh God, it's something awful. Alright, so now I'm going to start laying in. Let's see what happens when I try to mix these two colors together. I want to do a little wet on wet here. So I'm going to lay in some color. Lay in some of my purple. Now I'm going to take some of the try to kind of feather the edges into each other. See, basically I'm trying to blend the two wet paints in together. To make a transition between the two. Okay. So there's a transition there. The transition's in pretty good. Alright, so let's go to this side. And I'm even dragging down back into the green area. You'll be using craft paint on the Merilith. Craft paint? I thought you bought paint. Oh, I see. She's paying 2K. So, is she really, I guess you could say pixelated? Is she rough? Alright, there we go. Should have rough, she's not details. Oh, 4K printer. Oh, okay. I remember getting some, I've gotten 3D print back in the old days when the technology was still new. I remember getting some really kind of rough sandpaper 3D minis, printed minis. I think that's my issue with the, I love Hero Forge. I really, really do, but their metallic ones come out really rough. It's like sandpaper. I feel like there's something on this brush. As I said, the pictures you posted, you look pretty good. Okay, I got transitions between the colors. Now I think I might take and swirl some actual darker color in there. Let's see. Where's my dice? It's almost like lighter swirls and darker areas on this, so I'm trying to replicate that kind of, sort of. Actually. I'm going to try adding a dark tone purple wash. Instead of doing it as a shade, I want to do it as kind of a, just to make some areas darker. I don't know if it's really working. Oh, it kind of is. Also makes the number a little easier to see. It does sort of give that mottled, like, actually, I wonder. So this is all an experiment to me. I'm trying to do Nah, I think that's good. I think it's nice and mottled, and I like it. So I'm just sort of randomly dropping this in. So what am I going to do for the lighter bits? Because there are definitely lighter bits. I think I'm going to take my metal medium, because it actually lightens things up too, and I'm going to add it in there. Lighten this up quite a bit. Maybe I'll leave it a bit swirly. Add a little water to it. Actually, I don't want to add. I'm getting lazy. I need to steal one of my brushes I use for the mini painting. My crappy brushes I use for the mini painting thing. Weekends. Because the ones I have like to mix paint, they actually have like plastic bristles, and I don't like them as well. I'm just gonna kind of paint some swirls. Sort of make it look like a cloud. I feel like it needs to be lighter. Let's see. Just sort of dabbing some paint on. You know, I wonder what would happen if I just put the metallized medium and then sort of threw wash in spots. I wonder what that would have looked like. Where's my color? Here's my color. One of the things I think this needs is some white highlights. As I said, I'm playing with this to... Oops. So doing a little edge lining here. Oop. Sorry, I went off screen. Let's see. Let's move the bottle of wash over. So I can get back on screen. I almost like the numbers better dark. They are really thin numbers. Alright, what am I doing here? Try to make that dividing line a little more oomph to it. It's got a little more oomph on the actual mini. So how is everybody out there? Everyone's so quiet right now. Ugh. I say, if you're around, you could talk. Tell me what your New Year's Eve was like. Because mine was fun. You are painting. Yeah, I said a lot of times that is why people are quiet, because they are painting. And actually, it makes me really happy to think of that. You gotta be careful. Oh yeah, that's right. Your daughter and you played video games. And usually your wife had, oh, that's a bummer. No, I went to a really small gamer party. Hi! Geralt. Hey, speaking of Geralt, I just finished watching The Witcher season 2 and really thoroughly enjoyed it. I think what's more is I found out yesterday that the Jaskier he's a total nerd like us. Apparently he plays Necrons and Warhammer and in D&D, so that was exciting. I'm like, hey, my favorite bard likes a lot of the same stuff I do. So how are you this evening? The second season was awesome. I loved it. I flippin' loved it so much. Boy, it ended quickly. I felt like it ended so quickly, though. I love the plot. Good plot to it. Really love the plot. It's not loved a lot of it. I loved a lot of it. And I do love the fact that Henry Cavill is a big Warhammer nerd who absolutely, he paints his own stuff and he's good at it. So, how was your... Oh, you're doing great. Kids are almost in bed, so I can start painting. Yay! Well, eventually you're going to have to get the kids to paint with you. What was it? Get them started on this hobby so that, they'll never have money for drugs. Which I think is absolutely true. I'm so glad you dropped by, though. I said, and I actually really dig. Some people were eating dinner, and Cyanus there, he's painting. Cyanus is painting his first mini ever. He is a 3D printer. He does a lot of 3D printing, but he has never really painted. So, yay! I'm so happy he's finally delving into the painting part. And just to let you know, I do have a Discord now where I want to make it. I made it for gamers and painters. 9 3D printers. You should be running a business at this rate. Jeez. With that many printers. Why do you keep sending me stuff? But yes, as I was saying, I have a Discord now because, you know, there aren't enough Discords in this world. And cause reasons. But I want to make a place where mini painters can... that was a corgi mod. Yes, I didn't get a good look at it because I need my glasses. But I thought that was a corgi mount. I'm like going, oh, that's so good. I like that. You know, though, I was a little surprised you didn't send me the Snowflake TIE Fighter. Because that thing is, oh God, that thing is amazing. That one is kind of on my wish list. Because that is an amazing looking miniature. That looks so good on my tree. Well, you know I like that one. You will. You know what? You don't have to send me that package anytime soon. Because we don't need it till next Christmas. I was going to paint all these numbers silver, but they seem to come out better when they're darker. They don't really show up well. So now I'm just taking shading ink and I'm putting that in there. And if I really want to make it dark, I guess I could get black. I think I'm going to shade a little bit into the skull too. Just a little. Plus I wanted to get in some of these spaces here. But as I said, I had a great holiday season. I know I really said I had to cut back on streaming, but now I'm back to my normal. I don't have a life. So I stream. I also do this because I have so many unpainted minis. And I said, I'm not going to do commission work when I'm streaming. I'm going to do my work when I'm streaming. Tap into some of those, I jokingly say 2,000 unpainted minis. I don't honestly know, it may be 2,000 unpainted minis. I did not actually count. But it is a lot of unpainted minis. Yeah, and getting me more every time, yes. When do you think I'm going to paint all this stuff? I do want to do the fairy and the corgi, though, because that is just too amusing. And I will, at some point, I will try that palette. On stream. I gotta do it on stream so you can see it. 58 cents a plastic. Here's it for you. Okay, that's, I mean, well, I'm not going to turn down, okay? I'm definitely not turning it down. I really do appreciate the stuff you send. I really like the stuff you send. Although, I'm sorry, but the, what else is it called? The Tarask, it was not 58 cents plastic. The Corgi, I assume, was. Nah, I really... Oh, the other thing was, what was the little pile? Because there was a little pile of... Was it a treasure pile? Because once again, I need to dig out my glasses and actually look under light in order to see what the hell it is that I'm looking at. Also help once I prime it. It was a treasure ball. Okay. I thought that's what it was. But so without my glasses, it was really kind of hard to see. Also, I don't think my living room lighting is the best. Once again, for me, this is kind of an experimental piece. And I think that's half the fun of this hobby too, is learning to play and experiment and have fun. And find something that works. I could have gone online and looked up, you know, how people did these. Decided not to. That I was going to just try playing with it until I figured out what worked for me. But yeah, I'm a big proponent of experimenting and having fun. And I am having fun with this. put a little highlighting around the numbers. That might look good. God, time is flying real fast tonight. I can't believe it's already 20 of 9. So I got 20 minutes left. Any requests? Oh, one other thing I announced. So, I have a couple other things I announced because half the people are like gone. All right, you painters out there. So in the summer, we do a challenge sponsored by Theraval, who is his day job. He's a pharmacist by day. Who's helping to save the world through COVID vaccines and such. But by night, he's a mini painter, and he does a challenge in the summer where where the community picks a Reaper Mini. He does it on Twitter. There's a reason why I'm explaining all this. Does it on Twitter, and we do like a vote. He'll pick like 4 different, we'll come up with types of monsters and things like that, and then people vote for him, and then so there's like 4 votes, and then there's a final 4, and then you pick one from that, and then we pick minis that fit that monster from Reaper Minis, and we do this through January, and then the winning one people pick and paint. It's called the Theraval and Friends Challenge. Well, I really like this, and I've participated in both years he's run it, and I think we need to do a winter version, and I'm calling it the Muses Challenge, or the Muses and Friends Challenge. I haven't figured out which. I think that would be a ton of fun to do. I mean, actually, I know it's a ton of fun to do because I do it in the summer. And I always go I really try to do a good job on it too. So, stay tuned for that. Boy, the highlights need to be real thin on the top because the light is pretty direct. Oh, and I'm like off screen. Jesus. Alright, where do I want to go? The highlight's a little too thick. Alright, let's... Basically, I said I'm just putting a bit of highlighting down. To give the numbers a little definition. So I think, unfortunately, in this thing, the best way to do it is the way I'm doing it. Make the numbers dark and do some highlighting and make them stand out a lot more. Google Foo is your... Google Fool? Google Foo is your best friend. I swear by going to Google and just popping in. In fact, I've done that for snake patterns before. I've had to go look at Google for, because I've done a couple snakes. It helps if there's like a diamond pattern in the mini itself, too, I think. Ooh. That sounds like that'd be pretty. I missed the little line under the 6. Well, that no good. Ugh. A little too watery. Debating if Clyde should actually have eyes or just leave him the skull-like thing that he is. Basically, all I'm doing is I'm edge lining these here. Taking off a lot of the paint. Especially ones I don't want it to be super, super, super bright. I do want something there though. Well, Saranus, that's the thing. Yep. You know what? That's fine. You did what, like a couple hours? Maybe not quite a couple hours. It's a good painting session. I do find that having something to help your vision see better. Having even if you don't need glasses, there's actually no reason why you can't wear like something to magnify things. So it's not quite so hard on your eyes. Just sort of blending that in a little bit. other little spots that I want to add any other highlights to. All right, it's about that time. Keep finding stuff I want to kind of touch it. Here's my paint. It's not that one. Where the hell's the paint? Where the hell's my purple paint? There it is. By the time I find it, I'm going to forget what the heck I was going to touch up. Because I do stuff like that. Oh, I think I remember. Instead of putting a little bit of a dark line by the edge lining. Keep finding all sorts of little things that I kind of want to just do before I go. Well, that's what I get so far. Number, well, you can see the numbers on the camera. Oh, whoever's left, what do you think? And I keep finding little things that I want to touch up here. add to it. I feel like there needs to be a little more. So, as I said, this is Clyde, the... Something weird about this. Yet... Trying to figure out what the deal is with this 8. I could play with this for a really long time. See, I'm going to add a little more to this. Alright, I gotta stop playing with it. So I said, this is Clyde the Dice Guardian, head of all the monster dice. Next time I will go back to doing the back of the head with this Mermaid Scale green. I think that's pretty good for the front. Unless I decide to do something more with the skull. Make it stand out a little more. Maybe paint the eyes and the nose and such a different color. Oh, I should have painted it green. That you know what? I'm going to try it before I go because I don't want to forget. I'm going to paint some of the green. Because I think that will stand out nicely. And I actually noticed on my die, my model die I'm using, there is green in some of the purple areas. I'll tell you one thing. Ever since when I started wearing glasses, my eyes don't tend to get very tired. There we go. Maybe I'll go back and darken that whole area. I keep thinking of all these things that I want to do. I think I need black. I'll use. Where's my Reaper black? Probably in my paint box, isn't it? I'll bet it's in my paint box somewhere. Somewhere. Yep, I can use craft paint. See, I do use craft paint, by the way. But I really only use it for black and white most of the time. Sometimes, if I really am stuck for a color and I have in the craft paint, I'll use it. I think this is going to look a lot better. Now that stands out. Way better. Maybe the answer. Alright, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna end up... Maybe I'll do something with those numbers. I mean, I can see them, but I think I could see them better if I maybe use black. I guess if I can wash it quick. Ugh. Actually, the numbers, like, I have the total comp piece I did as my last project of the year on this stream. And I'm going to tell you, washing them, inking the numbers with black wash, it really did stand out. All right, good enough. All right. I think with that, I'm calling it a night. I keep looking at it. Why do I do this to myself? I keep saying I'm calling it a night, and I keep finding something else I want to just quickly fix. All right. Now, I hope. I'll work on it. Anyways, I'll be back on Wednesday night at 8:30. And it'll be, I think it's going to be a mini double feature night with my buddy Gareth. Will be streaming right after me, and then we'll go raid him. You bet. You bet. I'll see you on Discord. Don't forget I have a Discord. If anybody is interested, contact me on one of my social medias. Otherwise, I will be creating I'll be creating a timed bot for it so people can find it. But I want to see you there because I want you to share your stuff when it's done. I love to see what other people do, and also if you want feedback or anything, please ask. There's already a whole bunch of mini painters. I think there's over 30 people on it, and we've only been up and running for a couple days. Since New Year's Eve. I made it on New Year's Eve. Oh, and here's Clyde. Maybe the other thing I'll do is I will get Madth's logo finally up on my stream. That was the plan, but unfortunately I couldn't figure out how to get it over here. So it was being bad. So, alright, have a good night. I'm just going to end stream, I think, tonight. Unless people want to go visit Blam. But I think my buddy Crimson and Bunny disappeared. So they would be the two that would want to go see him. So, you all have a lovely Monday evening. And I will hopefully see you on Wednesday. Bye!